We're backstage here at Lollapalooza, and I'm Marty Lennartz, along with electrifying young soul singer Ryan Shaw. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, pretty good.
Welcome back to Chicago.
It's great to be back.
Last time you were here, you played the Hideout.
Yeah, and it was hiding out. It was hard to find at first. We passed like twice in the bus.
That's why they call it the Hideout.
Exactly. You're supposed to hide once you get in, not hide on the way to it. No, but it was cool.
Now, I saw you not too long ago at the Bonnaroo Music Festival, and you were one of the first people on stage.
I think I was the first person on stage, yeah.
You came out on stage, a cappella, singing Sam Cooke's A Change Is Gonna Come. That was really a stunning way to begin.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you realize this or not, but where you're sitting right now, you're just a few blocks away from where Sam Cooke lived on the south side of the city, Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're in the South Loop here, so it's not too far away.
Is his house like a museum or something now?
No, but he lived on the south side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
That was quite a while ago. Now, you've had quite a year so far.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, this is Ryan Shaw, is the name of your debut album. And take us through through your story. It's really an interesting story. You came out of the church. That's where you first began singing, right?
Yeah, born and raised in a Pentecostal church in southeast Atlanta. And I think I had my first solo in the choir, in the children's choir, in the Sunbeam choir at 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and moved from there, and I think I started directing the choir at like 11.
Wow, so you were sort of like what do they call that? A prodigy?
A child prodigy.
Yeah.
I get well with harmonies and teaching and stuff. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, you were singing with your brothers, right?
Well, that was right before. That was like really young. We had a group called the Shaw Boys, and it came about because our church had what we call talent night. So once a month, each family was responsible for putting on a talent, and it was like on a Friday night. So everyone would come, each family would have their talent. Someone would read a skit or a book, and some people just read from the Bible. But we could all kind of sing, so we were the Shaw Boys. That was our thing.
So your background is in church music. Now, when did you? How did you get turned on to onto all this really classic old school soul?
That was after I moved to New York. I moved to New York in hopes to do Broadway. Was my initial reason for moving. Like being big shows. Yeah, I had like 14 callbacks for Rent.
You did?
Crazy, yeah.
Oh, I know the character.
Yeah, Benny, yeah.
Yeah.
And after like the 13th, when she called me back, after the 14th time she called me, and her name was Heidi, so I knew who she was when she called. And I was like, Heidi, please. There's nothing else that I'm going to do that's different than what I did the last time. If you come with another show or something like that, it'd be cool. We could do that. But
14 callbacks. But
what I didn't know is that I told it on the 14th one. What I found out later was that if they call, I think it's either 14 or 15, one more callback, and they actually have to hire you for the show.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a union rule or
it's
something.
It's a union rule. If they call you back so many times, they have to hire you. But I was like, I quit one before I had the show.
Oh, no.
They knew. I guess they gauge it to right before you're pissed off.
Yeah.
Then they say one more, but they know you're not gonna do the next one because you're already too upset. Yeah.
Okay, so you've done all these callbacks, and what's the next chapter?
So after that, I just started singing around the open mic circuit. It was pretty big when I first moved to New York. It's still pretty big now.
And like what kind of clubs?
And like the Village Underground, which is really great one of Sunday nights with Ron Grant. You got Thursday night at the Sugar Bar, Ashford and Simpson's place on 72nd Street.
And what kind of songs were you doing?
My first, most people get like one signature song that they do for pretty much like 3 years, and there's very few artists that come and do like more than one or two songs. But I first started doing like What's Going On was my first song that I sang for probably a year and a half.
Wow.
At every open mic, every week. So I would come and they would say, oh, we know he's going to sing. Or they would request you to sing it. And then later on I moved into other songs like, just I like to do stuff that nobody would expect me to do. Like I would do Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody.
Oh yeah, good song.
Remember the Times, Michael Jackson, stuff that's just really high energy and upbeat because it's just,
And then you met Johnny Gale.
I met Johnny Gale through the Soul Shakers. The Soul Shakers was a doo-wop group that I was singing with. And Johnny was the guitar player for it. And I met Jimmy through Johnny.
And that's Jimmy
Braylauer. And Johnny Gale and Jimmy Braylauer are the producers of the record.
Right.
So, and just talking and being in the Johnny, if you ever met Johnny, Johnny's very like tall, rock and roll, very like ominous, skin tight jeans, black boots. So needless to say, when we first met, we didn't have many conversations. It was just like I was like a little afraid of him. He's that guy. So you're just kind of like, hi, Johnny, but he was going back and telling Jimmy, you got to see this guy sing. You got to, so Jimmy finally came out, and we just started actually recording some songs that I was doing with the Soul Shakers just for fun because we love the music, which was Do the 45, I Found the Love, and I Do the Jerk. Yeah.
Do the 45, that's on your album.
Yeah.
It's like an answer song to Shotgun.
Yeah, it was a Sharpies tune, and it was their answer song to Shotgun, which is pretty much why it sounds like the same song with different words.
I like that whole tradition of answer songs. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of coming back now too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I've heard a couple of songs. Well, I've heard a couple of songs. They've been the answer songs haven't been so great as Do the 45.
Right.
But they're happening. I'll say that.
So they turned you on to some music that you hadn't actually heard before, or were you pretty much familiar with some of the songs on the record?
Except for the ones I did with the Soul Shakers. I think my first history lesson came with that with Pete Rosenbaum. He's like another, really history guy and knows who was in what group and what year they switched and all that. So he started my history lesson. And then with Johnny and Jimmy, it went to a whole nother side of it, yeah. And most of it I wasn't familiar with, actually.
And on the album, you a couple of your own compositions, including Nobody.
Yeah, Nobody, and We Got Love, and Over and Done is another original tune.
Well, you're really a wonderful performer. I mean, you rock it big time, and and you bring back that excitement of the big old soul reviews, that you just don't get anymore. The Jackie Wilsons and the like. In terms of your performance style, that's just you?
Yeah, it's just me, and like just growing up in church and singing on stage and having kind of out-of-body experiences. Like sometimes I'm performing after a song is done or after a set, I'm like, okay, I'm back now. Like I feel like I kind of go to another place. Like I like to start at a level like wherever I am. If I'm really like anxious or excited, I just start wherever I am, emotionally, and just let the music take me to wherever on the trip. So each show is different.
Right. Well, you've got a pretty busy day today. You're playing here at Lollapalooza.
Yeah. Well, actually, we just finished.
You just finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's under your belt.
Yeah, that's one down.
But now you have another show tonight at House of Blues.
Yeah, tonight at the House of Blues at midnight.
Yeah, an XRT after Lollapalooza show. So
exactly.
So good luck on that show. Have a good one. Rock it big time. And
that's going to be a great one too, because it's going to be. It was kind of like a headliner show, so I get to do everything I want to do, and I can take my time and not be squeezed into 45 minutes.
It's not a festival show, right?
Yeah.
It's your own show.
It's be about an hour and a half, and I'll do whatever I feel like doing.
Oh, man, it's going to be a late night. It'll be a late night.
It'll be fun, though.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for stopping by, man. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
Ryan Shaw, backstage at Lollapalooza right here on 93 XRT, Chicago's finest rock.